Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to our lesson on the art of persuasion. And in this lesson, we are looking at our three appeals in terms of how media gets us or persuades us, I should say, in a certain direction. So in this lesson, we are looking at ethos, pathos, and logos. So I have provided some videos in terms of explanation and some history in terms of this really kind of old way of persuading us in a certain direction and how easy it is and how everyday it is and how much it's so ingrained in our everyday encounters with media. So our lesson, this is more of an extension of our lesson and some very, very specific examples that I would like to show you. So the first appeal I'm going to use is logos. So within our lesson, you will see that logos is defined through the concept of logic, using stats, facts, research, etc. So a product will in fact seem more credible if it has something like, for example, Colgate, which will say reduces plaque by up to 98%. Or you'll see an advertisement that says Colgate, #1 recommended by dentists. Something along that line. Well, in all fairness, which dentist? Who's the dentist that recommended it? Do you get names? Do you get information? No. Can you in fact go back and sort of figure out the legitimacy of that stat or of that dentist who's claiming that this particular brand is the best and why? So really, it's this concept where they're inserting things like doctor recommended, these facts, these statistics, to in fact build the credibility of their product to make the consumer more confident in that product. But no one is in fact ever really going to test their research or their stats. They're really not going to go any further to try and disprove or prove otherwise. So interesting when you come across these types of advertisements, commercials, etc., to kind of question like how is this product, how is this brand appealing to me? So that's logos. Then we go into what's called pathos. Pathos is the emotion. It is what appeals to the heart of the audience. So this is actually a great example in terms of a dog. So this is Meet Echo. Echo, it says here, has been in a shelter. She's kind of gone through a hard time. She's lonely. Help us help dogs. And in fact, it's an advertisement at the very, very bottom for Pedigree, which is a dog food. But you actually see the product in a secondary manner where you're focusing on the dog itself and the appeal of that emotion, as we all love dogs because they're awesome, and they appeal to the emotion of the audience in order to sell their product. This goes a lot with products for children, for mothers. It's that sensitivity, it's that heart. They're going to appeal to your heart first, and then they're going to insert your brand. So just understanding that pathos always appeals to the emotion of the audience. And last, we have ethos. So ethos is the concept of the popularity or maybe credibility of the person. So this is your endorsements. This is Taylor Swift for CoverGirl. This is LeBron James for Sprite. This is where they're going to choose someone that they feel credible and likable to the audience to in fact support their brand or that product in hopes of boosting those sales. So if you don't necessarily like that person, then maybe you might not be as keen on that product. So it's important to them to pay big bucks to get big names that people will in fact buy into. So again, it's not necessarily the product itself as you are buying into the popularity or credibility of that particular person for that particular brand. So these particular three appeals, ethos, logos, and pathos, really, really important in terms of our analysis, in terms of our credibility, in terms of the breaking down media and the concept of consumerism and understanding how they do it. How is it that we are brand loyal? How is it that I don't know why I necessarily buy Pedigree, but I do? And that's kind of a brand I always trust. Well, why do I? It's not to say I know anybody from Pedigree. It's not to say I think it's better than the other, but I do. Why is that? And it's kind of questioning those things in regards to our consumerism and regards to our media. So hopefully these examples helped you kind of provide more clarity in terms of the art of persuasion. Remember that you are posting to the discussion board. Remember that you are in fact having to respond to each other in order to move on and go to the next lesson. And if you need any help, let me know, guys.